Hello, this presentation goes through the new app that we have introduced. It is called the Salesforce Flexible Record Editor and Navigator. This is applicable to any object in Salesforce, and it is freely available for our clients. Just a quick summary about us. We are 22 or 23 years old now. We are headquartered in Palo Alto, California. Our primary business is consulting services, and that includes in two primary ecosystems, Salesforce and SAP. And within Salesforce, we focus on Revenue Cloud, CRM analytics, integration to backend ERP systems, and now recently Data Cloud as well. And we also have several Apex packages. All of our packages are free, and we are going to take a look at one of them today. So what is the Salesforce Flexible Record Editor and Navigator? This is an app that allows you to navigate through and edit any object record very easily. There is an intuitive visual experience, so you'll be able to do things that you would not be otherwise able to do, and we'll see all of these capabilities. You'll be able to pin columns, use colors. You can use conditional formatting just like you would do in Excel. You can filter it very easily. You can save the filters. You can sort it. You can move columns dynamically, and the column layout can be saved on a per user basis. You can highlight any set of fields and instantly see a subtotal, just like you would see in Excel. You can see an average, etc. When it comes to editing, you'll be able to copy paste from an Excel sheet or do a mass upload of records. The saving of it, of course, would depend on the specific type of object that you are uploading to. So in case of, for example, RLM or CPQ, specific price rules and product rules would fire at the backend. You'd be able to also export the view that you're looking at, the list of records, very easily to an Excel or a PDF. We'll see that as well. And you'd also be able to select any columns and chart them. So you'll be able to chart columns on the fly. And if you like the chart, you can save it and use it in a different presentation if you wish. So now let us go ahead and let's take a look at the system. So for the purposes of this demonstration, we will use a Salesforce CPQ quote, and we will see the capabilities with respect to the quote line item. We could very well do this for opportunities. We could do this for subscriptions, etc. For that, let me once again show you the list of scenarios that is possible using a slide. So here are some of the use cases. There are several more, but we would be producing additional videos and content for how you would visualize this in the context of revenue lifecycle management. Today, we are going to see in the context of Salesforce CPQ. You could do this for order lines, opportunity products, subscription and assets, service lines, or custom objects. Coming back to the example for today. So here is a quote, and that has several related objects, such as quote lines, quote line groups, etc. And here, if somebody were to look at it, in addition to looking at it in the quote line editor itself, you would be limited by whatever Salesforce allows you to do, which is, for example, look at a handful of columns. Even if we do a view all, you can see 10 columns, and then you don't have the ability to move columns around or to pin columns or to be able to quickly see which are, for example, the line items that have a discount greater than 10%, etc. So let's go back to looking at what our application does. So it appears just like another related list. So instead of quote lines, if you go down, now you see quote line navigator. Of course, we can call this something else, but we call it the quote line navigator. And it's showing you the same quote lines, but now it's a completely different interface. And you would see that you would have several capabilities over here, and we'll go through it. And we can also open this up in a new window. So let me do that. So now you have all of your quote lines available over here. Here you can, there is no limit to the number of columns, first of all. Second, you can pin any of these columns to the left. So for example, you would like to pin the product code to the left. So now I can move this. Let us say you also want to pin the line item to the left, and you can do that as well. You can also pin columns to the right. So for example, let us say I would like to pin the partner unit price to the right. So now I've got some columns pinned to the left and some columns pinned to the right. If you'd like to remove the pin, you just simply just go ahead and say no pin. So this is an example of pinning. Let us take a look at several other capabilities. You can on the fly group whatever lines you are seeing very easily by just dragging and dropping. So for example, if you like to see all of the line items by product family, you simply take it over here, and now you have grouped it by product family. And then if you would like to ungroup it, you just get rid of it, and now you're back to the original view. You can move the columns around by simply moving these in different places. So it's very easy. You can, of course, sort any of these by any of these values. So if I were to click on it, it instantly would sort all of the lines by this product family, or if you want to sort it by product code, or if you want to go back to the original order, you said sort by line name. You can drag and drop or increase the size of the columns to as much as you want. Let's take a look at this conditional formatting. As easy as it is in Excel or Google Sheets, you can set up these bands. So here you can see all the values which are less than a certain amount, they are in green. Greater than a certain amount is yellow, and greater than, I believe it is 30, they're all in orange. You can use any colors that you wish. You can apply filters. So each of these places you see there's filters. So you can have all of these kind of filter criteria, or you can just simply type cloud and it'll show you all of the cloud products, or you can simply type marketing and it'll show you all the marketing products. These filters can also be predetermined over here. So these are several capabilities in terms of navigating it. Let us take a look at the ability to export it out. If you like what you're seeing, the kind of columns exactly the way you have them in the layout, let's say you would like to export it out. Let's say you move the quantity in the front, product code. Let's say you move the list price over here. I'm just making some changes so that you can see that whatever changes are made, I can now export it to Excel, and it will give you a Excel sheet exactly with this set of columns that you're working with. So here is the Excel that it just created, and this Excel sheet can be pre-formatted, and it has just exported this. You can export it in other formats as well. Also, as I mentioned, you can do on-the-fly charting. So let us take an example of that. I can choose any column, and let's say I choose these 3 columns, and I can choose a handful of values, and I simply go over there and say, give me a column chart, and gives me a column chart with quantity, list price, and customer total. You can very easily pick what you want to see on the respective axes. So you can just go and say on the x-axis, I like to see a product code. And now you see the product code over here, but now it overlaps. So let's format it a little bit. So you just go over here and go into the formatting of the font of the axis and just maybe rotate it a little bit there. And now you can see which product has what quantity, less price, customer total. You can pick instead of products, you can do it by product family, and then it shows you. You can also enable a navigator that allows you to zoom in into any particular area. So if we were to enable this navigator, it gives you a bar, and now you can zoom in or zoom out. And now you also have the ability to export this out to a PDF. You can put a chart title, etc. So those are examples of the charting capabilities that are all available to you. Now let's take a look at adding data. So if we were to add some rows, you would just click over here, and then you would be able to add data to it quickly. So you can add as many rows as you want. We are thinking of adding a button over here which says add 5 rows or add 10 rows. So you don't have to click 4 or 5 times if you're adding a lot of rows. And then if you have your data, let us say in an Excel sheet, something like this, where your product codes, quantity, less price, and you just want to copy paste a bunch of data, then you can just go ahead and put it over here. Copy paste it. Of course, it respects the whether you're allowed to paste it or not. If it's a formula field, you can't paste it. So I should be really pasting it in the correct order. So here, this is where. So there. So I just pasted a bunch of lines, and then upon saving, it would determine the rest of the values based on the triggers, based on the formulas, and in this case, based on the price rules, etc., that are set up, and it would do the necessary calculations. So these are some of the editing capabilities where you can edit quickly or add records, and this is applicable to just about any object. So coming back to our slide, so we saw some of these capabilities. Actually, there's a lot more to what you just saw. And to re-emphasize, this is available on any of these products, any of these objects, I should say. And it makes it a lot more intuitive than the standard related list that is available, or the standard list views that are available out of the box from Salesforce. And all this is available for free. We are happy to set it up for you. So if you're interested, please let us know, and you can send us a message at info@b2b-matrix.com. Thank you.